Hi guys, welcome to this video. So in the last video I basically showed you the treasure tokens I've been working on, and in that I promised that I would do a working with Styrene. So it's been a while, but we're back. And this is the first working with Styrene in the new location. So you'll have to excuse the funky camera angle. So what I wanted to show you today is how to make a basically a small small styrene book using plasticard of different thicknesses. So what you need is, in fact I'll take us down there, what you need is this. So you need a ruler so that you could measure out. This piece here is 1 centimetre thick, so 10 millimeters, and this one here is 11 or 12. Now this is 1 millimeter thick, so this will make up the pages, and this here will make up the cover. So basically just trying to make this slightly thicker, by about 1 to 2 millimeters thicker than this. That's what you need the rule for. I dropped a bit, of course. So then what you need to do is, basically, you don't want them to be square, but you want to cut so that you've got a sort of book shape out of the pages. Now they don't need to be exact, which is why I haven't got the rule and marked these out. Mainly because if you want them to look like old books, you don't want the pages to look too uniform. And this gives a sort of basic idea of a book shape. Have to excuse me as the desk wobbles all over the place. So that's it. I've done a couple in the hope that some of them are roughly the right size, or the same size as each other. Because what we don't want is things that are bits that are completely different to each other. So I'm going to choose 2 or 3 of these. That one's too big. Let's go with those 3 there. Right, what have I done? Great organisations. It's all fun. So then what you want to do is basically put a drop of polycement. I'm having to squeeze that quite hard on each of those. And then I just tend to use the knife, as always, to place them on top of each other, like that. Now what you want to do is make sure that they're square with each other. So I'll just put the knife down while I'm doing this, see if I can show you. Just pinching it like that, you're trying to make sure that it's kind of square, like that. Okay, now comes in the cover. So what you want to do is you want to place the stack of pages on top of the cover, roughly sort of how you want the cover to extend over. Now you notice that I put a blob on each of these, so the top one still had a blob of polycement on. There's a reason for that, it's so that I could do this and stick it to the page straight away rather than having to wait. What you can do is, if you're doing a lot of these, is you can make the little stacks of 3 or 4 pages and sort of leave them to dry, because I'm actually having a few issues here making sure they stay straight. Well, straightish, as like I said, you don't need them to be exact. Okay. This isn't the time to be a perfectionist. So you'll end up with something like that, and hopefully your pages are straight. Then what you want to do is wait a little while for that to dry, because the drier that is, the easier this next bit will be, which will be to fold over this bit here, which has actually got a fair bit of resistance when you get it to just that sort of shape. So you want this to be as dry as possible, so that when you come to this next bit, which is putting a dab of glue on the top there, and then just fold it over, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you leave a little gap at the top for the curve of the spine of the book. So there we go. That's the basic shape that I've gone for. There you can basically see daylight through the gap. Hold it in your fingers for a little while. Hopefully this is long enough for it to dry. Could even put it on the table and press down. And then, simple as this, what I actually do is I had a long piece of this thickness here, and then I stuck 2 lots of pages to the ends, fold them over, and then basically you can just chop. So you're going to go roughly where the the other one is. Put your knife on, press down, and that should cut it. And what you end up with is, if we're lucky, a little book. So there you go. Well, it's coming up on camera, but basically you've got a little book there. And that was easy to do, really simple. It was quite awkward doing it on camera, so I'm sure you could do it even quicker if not. And that was it really, so I just wanted to show you guys how I did that and also get back into the swing of doing working with styrene. If you've got any sort of tips and comments on how you could do this better, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm always keen to learn from other people, the experiences that you guys have had. If you like working with styrene and doing all sorts of wonderful stuff, there is a Facebook group that we've set up called Styrene Engineers. I'll put a link in the description to that. Go over there, join in, and the guys over there. It's been a bit quiet recently, mainly because I've been off the a bit quiet, I think, and it's gone on. It's a bit of the back burner for most people. Though we do still get topics popping up every now and again for people looking for advice or just sharing tips, that sort of thing. So basically, that was it. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you didn't, you can feel free to hit that dislike. Leave me a comment, like I say, if you've got any better way of doing this. And thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much.